Is it really that hard to stop a Trane air conditioner? After watching this video, you should be able to come to your own conclusion. So what you're looking at here is a picture still of the video that I just showed you. It's basically to show you condition of the equipment. And there's no rhyme or reason why this failed, due to install or anything like that. This house is relatively new. It was built in 2015, so it's somewhere around 3 years old, I believe, at the time of this failure. This happened last summer, so take that into consideration. So what you're looking at here is model number and serial number identification to this unit. Shows when it was manufactured, 7/24 of 2015, if you look at that small line at the bottom. One thing to keep in mind is this particular call was ran last July, August time frame, 2018. So at the time of failure, this unit was roughly 3 years old. So you need to keep that in mind, because this is a seasonal business. So I do all my videos I don't do my videos typically in the middle of the summer, so you need to keep that in mind. By this point of the video, I'd already determined the motor had failed because I could smell it. It basically smoked itself. So here I'm just going through and identifying wires and getting ready to pull the motor. So by this point, I'd pulled the motor. It's sitting in the back of my truck, and it's just visual purposes. I'll just show you that. And then here I am at the service counter. I took a picture because this is how much I trust Trane these days, and you'll see why here in just a moment. This is how much that motor costs. Now, one thing you keep in mind is that this particular part was under warranty, but they charge me until they verify the warranty. Realize this price is before tax. This price does not include credit card fees. This price does not include my labor. This price does not include travel time, etc., etc. And the list goes on and on. There is a major manufacturer that I use for my installs. I haven't recommended Trane in some time because I knew things were going to go bad when American Standard sold out. American Standard owned Trane. They changed their name to Trane when they sold off the plumbing business. And Trane then announced on December 17th of 2007 the sale to Ingersoll Rand, which was completed June 5th of 2008. The brand I sell don't give me these kind of problems. So you have to realize cost of what you pay to repair something is directly related to the brand that you have. I waited for Trane probably anywhere for 2 to 4 weeks for this credit. As that because of this, I charge the customer up front, because until Trane credits me back, it is what it is. So I have to bill the customer up front for it, and then they're sitting there waiting. So it all just runs downhill. So, this is part of it. There's really nothing wrong with the equipment, but the prices for parts and so on and so forth, in my opinion, it's just not worth it. It's not any better than anything else out there. They all fail, every single brand. So, to say that, Trane is this great, it's not bad equipment, but they put it on a pedestal. They say, it's hard to stop a Trane. Nonsense. They all break. So, what difference does it make? Brand really doesn't mean much these days. So what about other brands like Carrier and Lennox? They're all the same. They're very similar. They charge you for the part, and they wait until they make up some excuse as to why they can't run the credit information. It's the same. There's very little difference. Where do you think Trane got this idea from?
Yeah, this is the bad blower motor. So we'll check the Freon on it and see what gives.
This is Trane pit stop number 2. This one wasn't a so hard of a one. This one was manufactured in 2007, so it would have been right around 11 years old. And basically, I believe this was an electrical failure. I believe it was a bad capacitor, because there's a capacitor laying on the ground over near the unit. It's kind of hard for me to determine sometimes, because I shoot these videos. This was shot last summer. This would have been around July, August time frame. You can see the capacitor laying there on the ground, so I suspect that's probably what it was. I don't know what it is with Trane units and mice, but mice love trains. They love to chew those wires. I don't know what it is, and this is a Trane unit. You can see that fender skirt laying down there on the ground. I don't have a picture of the condenser for whatever reason. I either forgot to take a video of it, who knows, or the customer came out there or something. But anyways, mice love Trane units. They chew those wires like, it seems like I find a couple of units a year chewed by mice. This was Trane no heat. This furnace is just a bare bones builder grade Trane furnace. So it's just to show you that, regardless of whether you have a high end furnace or a low end furnace, Trane, whatever, they still break. Really nothing to show in fixing the furnace, but while I was waiting for the furnace to fire, I noticed a larger problem. You can see the oil pattern all around the entrance of that coil, so in all reality the AC is flat on freon. So if you've watched this video up to this point, you've got a basic understanding of my point of view. People's point of view is going to vary based on their experience. You have to realize where I come from. I've been doing this for 24 years. By the end of this year, it will be 25 years I've been in this industry working on repairing, replacing, installing. I've put in just about every brand. I've put in American Standard, I've put in Trane, I've put in Goodman, I've put in Amana, I've put in Lennox, I've put in Carrier. They're all the same. They all break. But there's fanboys that jump on forum boards. There's fanboys that say this and say that, or they're put in a position to where their livelihood is affected by selling one particular brand. And due to the advertising campaigns of that brand, people are led to believe it. Now, you've got to take a step back, and I made mention of this in the video, stating that American Standard used to own Trane. They owned the plumbing company, but see, everything has changed within the past 10 years. Everything has changed. Nothing is the same. We're not even using the same refrigerant anymore. Everything is going higher efficiency, which increases the equipment size. It increases the amount of metal. It increases costs to various degrees. So you've got to put it in a context for what is intended by this video. This video is to hold Trane accountable. When you're charging excessive part prices, it's not fair. It's not fair to me. It's not fair to you who bought this equipment. That is the whole point of this video. It's to hold somebody accountable. We're in the internet age. We're in the social media age. So you're not going to hide price. People get on the internet all the time looking and checking prices and so on and so forth. So, Trane does a really good job of trying to hide things. This is the information age, folks. You're not going to hide this stuff. So understand, the context of this video that I'm trying to portray. There isn't anything wrong with Trane as a product, but it's not any better than anything else. And so when you factor in the cost of ownership, having to pay high premium prices for the parts, Trane controls the parts. You can't buy these parts anywhere else and try to get them to work with the equipment. So,
If you have a Trane unit, if you have an American Standard unit, if you have a Carrier unit, if you have a Lennox unit, if you have a Goodman unit, a Manna, York, whatever the unit is, I work on all brands, every single brand. The number one condition is that you must reside in my service area. I service Katy, Cypress, Richmond, some surrounding areas. If you need service, I'm the guy to call because I can repair it more often than not. Now, repair may not be in your best interest. And so there we open up another can of worms. So, this video is highly dangerous, but I think the information needs to get out there. I'm tired of seeing people, just really ripped off with what Trane is doing. Thanks for watching the video. And if you live in the Katy, Cypress, Richmond, Texas areas and you need an HVAC professional such as myself, give me a call. My number is 832-475-6895. If this video didn't do it for you, you need more information, you can always visit me on my main website at www.austinergo.com. Thank you, and I hope your day is comfortable.